Hi Pisces, welcome to your Mercury Retrograde reading, and thank you for being patient that I didn't get it out yesterday. I did enjoy the day cleaning the outside of my house. I had free help call and show up, and it was like, yep, gotta do it. If free help's here, you gotta do it. Okay, we're doing Mercury Retrograde reading, and the reason we're doing that is because we're a community of people who look for signs. And during Mercury retrograde, everything that Mercury governs kind of goes wonky a little bit. It is possible that something that's going wonky because of Mercury retrograde, you might or we might interpret as a sign of some sort. Like, oh no, we shouldn't be in this relationship because it was going peachy for the last 6 months. Now all of a sudden we can't communicate. Well, communication is governed by Mercury retrograde. So in a case like that, you would want to know that it's definitely Mercury retrograde. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Sorry. So God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you for Pisces. Thank you for giving us the tarot as a tool, as a roadmap to be able to navigate the energies that we come across in our day-to-day lives. Thank you for showing us ahead of time what we can expect or what would be beneficial for us to focus on in Mercury retrograde as it relates to health and wellness, as it relates to friends and family, as it relates to career and money, and as it relates to love. Thank you again for clear and concise messages, clarification, confirmation, and validation, and love, light, and prosperity. Show us the energies Pisces will be navigating as they walk through Mercury retrograde, October 30th through November 20th. Okay, in health and wellness, they're saying obstacles and challenges. In family and friends, we're getting solitude. In career and finance, we're getting moving on. And in love, we're getting harmony. That is the Lover's card. Okay, Pisces, let's see what's going on with you guys. We have two major arcana on the board. We're going to get clarifications on these energies. So, also, while I'm shuffling, I just want to say, this morning when I woke up, I was over 10,000 subscribers. All of you guys are part of that success. And I say I was over 10,000. We were over 10,000 subscribers. This is a community and you guys rock. I appreciate y'all. And thank you so much for the subscribes, the likes, the shares, the comments, all that stuff. I so appreciate it. If you're not a current subscriber, and this reading tends to resonate with you, please do subscribe and hit the little bell notification thingy. That lets YouTube know that this content is relevant to you and your life. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you so much for clarification, confirmation, and validation as it relates to these energies. Show us clearly, what do you mean by obstacles and challenges in health and wellness with Pisces? Show us, what do you mean by solitude in family and friends, moving on in career and finance, and harmony in love? Show us clearly, what do these cards mean? So to clarify obstacles and challenges, we're getting Fortune's Wheel. We're getting the Hanged Man. And we're getting Four of Air. Okay. In family and friends, we're getting, to clarify, solitude, right? We're getting Queen of Water. We're getting Ten of Earth. And we're getting the Magician. Okay. So in career and money, we're getting moving on, the energy of moving on. And the clarifications are the World. Wow. The Ace of Earth. And the Eight of Water. put my glasses on. Okay. I'm going to leave my glasses on for this reading because there's some things in here that I want to be able to really pay attention to. In love, we've got the Lover's card, harmony. Show us clearly, clarify that. We're getting the 8 of Earth. We're getting the 10 of Fire. And the 9 of Water. Okay, so let's see what all this is about. Let's start with health and wellness. This is the obstacles and challenges. It's the same as the 5 of Wands, right? And in the 5 of Wands, we talk about competition, everybody having their own opinion about what you need to be doing with your life and things like that. But here we see conflict of a decision about whether to walk across that big old giant hole or not, right? Who knows if this other side is attached or not? You could put your foot down on that piece and it could fall through there. You know, it's like a conflict. There's mental conflict going on, even though it's wands, because there's so many people that are passionate about what they think you need to do. So, and this is about health and wellness. So with that said, let me just say, when our mental health is rocked, it can mess up our physical health and our spiritual health. Our mind plays a big part in both spiritual and physical health. So this is what, whatever it is that people are trying to mess with you about, and I say people are trying to mess with you about, whatever it is that you feel possibly conflicted about for whatever reason, remember this, that you are walking right now in the area of your life that you're supposed to be walking in, Pisces. The fortune's wheel, whenever I pull cards like this, I pull clarifiers. It's kind of like, where are you now? The clarifiers, where are you now? Or what's going on? Where are you now? And what is the advice? Okay, so this is what's going on with you. This is the energy of what's going on. And this is what's going on with you, right? You are in a place right now where you're supposed to be. Whether there's conflict or not, whatever's going on, it's like it was fated for you to experience this. So whenever we know that on the other side of it, something better is going to come for us, and it always does, even though we don't necessarily see that when we're in the middle of it, they're just wanting you to know that this is something for you to grow through, right? So during the retrograde, whenever you start feeling conflicted, let's just say, for instance, you've started a new relationship, since there's a relationship on this board. Let's just say you've recently started a new relationship and nobody in your family is agreeable with this relationship for whatever reason. So you're thinking, okay, well, I know this is the right relationship. Oh, look, there's a little heart there. Yeah, I know this is the right relationship. I know that it feels right. Everything's right for me. You know, you're in that mode, right? So they're asking you to pause. Like, don't feel like you have to get in the middle of this and argue with anybody about what you're doing with your life. It's not good. It's not healthy for you. And if it's about a relationship or a career or anything, it's not healthy for that either. Because whenever we allow doubt and discord to enter our mind about anything, it's kind of like putting the brakes on the flow of it all. So it's like you don't want to put that, whatever this new thing is that you've got going, that you know is part of who you are, you don't want to put that in reverse because everybody else has an opinion about it. You know your soul, right? So they're asking you to pause. You have a lot of major arcana on the board. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana on the board. So this is pretty retrograde is going to be a pretty serious time for you to pay attention to what is about Mercury retrograde and what is about a sign, right? Okay, so I'm getting long and I apologize. So with this card, let's go back and revisit this. With this card, you've got something going on that people in your life necessarily don't agree with, or they have their own opinion about how it should work out, whether it's a relationship, your job, just your life, the way you live your life, or whatever. So possibly that has all settled down and you feel like it's behind you. So in Mercury retrograde, it's possible that these things end up getting revisited, that people come back in and want to give you their opinion again or something like that. So but you are standing strong in what you know to be the truth, that's where you are, right? And they're asking you to pause about it. Don't feel like they're picking on you. Don't take it personally. Just understand that it's Mercury retrograde. Not only that, you might even be misinterpreting this information or that kind of communication, right? So this is the attitude they want you to take. The Four of Air. The Four of Air is the same as the Four of Swords. In the Four of Swords, you see a guy laying on a table, right? And underneath the table is a sword. There's 3 swords on the wall and 1 underneath. So basically what that card's telling you is he has been able to overcome an issue in his life. And that's where this is. You've already had all of this conversation, right? That's why they're saying pause. Look at it from a different perspective. Instead of feeling like, oh, here they come again, whatever, just realize that it's part of Mercury retrograde. It's going to pass. Don't feel like you have to defend it or anything like that. Look at her attitude. I love this card. This is the Four of Air. Again, it's like the Four of Swords. But she's looking at you or them, whoever, and she's going like, what's your problem? We already had this discussion. We already went through this cycle about this same issue. Why are we revisiting it, right? And you don't have to say that to anybody. You don't have to verbalize it in a way that makes them feel like you don't take your life seriously or anything like that. But maybe internally you could have that attitude and say, whatever, we already had this discussion. There's no point in us continuing to have this same discussion over and over again. And why is that in health and wellness? Again, because the things that we allow to get into our mind creep down into our heart and then can cause us doubt, cause us emotions of insecurity. Maybe we made the wrong choice or stuff like that. So take your thoughts captive. Take your thoughts captive. You've already addressed it, and move on. Let them do whatever they have to do. Then you're getting solitude, right? So with solitude, it's like, I really feel this is about a relationship. I really do. This whole thing almost. Well, we have career in there too, but so with solitude, this is with family and friends. So it's like, okay, is it asking you to withdraw, or is it asking you to spend more time with your family and friends? It could be either way. Because it's asking about family and friends, maybe it's asking you to be a little more dedicated to family and friends and give them more time, right? But perhaps it's asking you to withdraw from them somewhat, maybe not give them quite as much of your time, to continue to go within, or to go within for a little while longer, or again, and remain in your truth and in your own integrity. Because look, this is who you are in all of this. You're the Queen of Water. Look how much peace she is at. It's the same as the Queen of Cups. So she's emotionally intelligent. These are making me dizzy. She is emotionally intelligent, right? Look at the peace on her face. She's emotionally intelligent. She's not letting anybody shake her, right? She leads from her heart. She makes decisions based on not her emotions, but the truth of her heart and the truth of who she is. She extends love, nurturing, creativity, and all that stuff. So here's your Ten of Pentacles, right? So within these relationships, within your family and your friends, you are independent. This is not the Nine of Pentacles where it's the Independence card or anything like that, but it's the Ten of Pentacles, which tells me that you are able to handle your life on your own. You value your friends and your family and all that stuff, but you have the generational kind of wealth and the generational legacy type of wealth, not necessarily in money, but in your relationships, right? And sometimes the best way we can maintain those relationships is to pull back a little bit and maybe not be there quite as often, maybe not enable their ideas that they can control your life or anything like that. They're wanting to remind you that you are the magician. You are the creator of your life. And this is what they want you to recall during the retrograde. So I feel like this does have to do with, kind of backing up a little bit, because some family and friends may be coming in to remind you why you can't do whatever it is that you're doing. And it's just Mercury retrograde. It's not anybody trying to pick on you or anything like that. Sometimes they'll come back and revisit it, possibly to cause you to go back in and re-solidify your feelings on it. Sometimes it's actually to your benefit, because you can get absolute, you become absolute in your truth about the situation. But so what they're asking you to do is recall that this is who you are, and this is how they want you to continue to be, even within the relationships with your family and friends, that it's you creating your life. Okay. So with career and money, we have the moving on energy. This is the same as the Six of Swords, right? So he's moving on to smoother water. He's going towards his true north. See the compass in his hand? He's going through his true north. He's walking out into the light and being who it is that he wants to be. And nobody's going to stop him. He's leaving all of that stuff behind him. The darkness, the shadows. He's leaving all that behind him. And he's going into a different way of life where there's growth. You see the green leaves? Where there's growth, there's light. It is light. That kind of thing. So that's the energy around career and finance. And they're saying this was a new cycle for you, right? And you've already started it. And the reason I say this is kind of like something that you've already accomplished in these clarifiers is because retrograde is not the time to start something new. It's the time that we end up revisiting things. We restart projects, rejoin groups, recheck inventories. We remix, realize, anything that starts with an RE. So this is like it's these issues that you thought that you were done with, that you had settled, are revisiting you. So they're wanting you to remember this, whatever this is a new, in this career and money thing, this is a new cycle for you that you've started. You have completed something already and started into something new. So you're getting the Ace of Earth. The Ace of Earth is the same as the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a big old buck on top of this big old rock, right? So in career and finance, what this is telling me is you in this right here, in this new cycle, you have accomplished something and gotten on top of it. Remember that Four of Swords, Four of Air? The sword is under you. You have gotten on top of it and accomplished it. Not only that, all aces for me it's like a gift from the universe. So whatever it was for you, it was an inspired thing. It was like you manifested it into your reality. It's solid. It's not predictable, but it's sustainable. It's solid, it's sustainable, and it's going to provide for you, right? And maybe they don't see that. But here's your advice card is to keep moving on toward your other 2 cups. Toward your, this is like the 8 of cups, right? Where they leave 8 cups behind and they're looking for the other 2 to get to the 10 of cups. It's the same thing. Continue walking toward that destination for yourself. Basically, I don't feel like there's anybody coming against you in that area. I feel like it's more in the relationship area. Okay, so here's your love, right? Romantic love. This is the Lover's card. Number 6 as the major arcana. In the traditional tarot, it's the Lover's card. So they're wanting to remind you, I feel like, whether it is you in your singleness. I want to, this morning in my meditation, I was thinking, I want to do a complete video on this card all by itself. Not necessarily this one, but the Lover's card, whether it be this one or any other Lover's card. I feel like I would like to do a whole segment just on this card. But whether this is you in your singleness or whether it's you in a relationship, somebody's not necessarily on board, they're wanting to remind you that you have done a lot of work. This is the student card, or the student teacher card or anything like that. It's the 8 of Earth, which is the same as the 8 of Pentacles. Look at the beauty of this instrument, right? It's beautiful and it's produced fruit. So what this tells me is that the study that you have done, and I don't mean necessarily in books, but studying your life, studying yourself to become whole in who you are. You've allowed your life to be your teacher. You've allowed other people's lives to be your teacher. And it's produced beautiful fruit in your life, either within a relationship or in your singleness. Either way, you have done a lot of work to accomplish what you have right now, right? So whether it's you playing your own beautiful song, and it's funny that it's an instrument and it's harmony. So whether it's you playing your own beautiful music with this instrument, or if it's a partner, either way, this is something that you have, again, worked for and brought into your life, right? So your next card is the 10 of Fire, which is the same as the 10 of Wands. What I love about the 10 of Fire is, with the 10 of Wands, we have these big bundles of wands that we're carrying on our shoulder, and it's heavy, right? So you carry it and you put it down and you start to walk away and you think, oh no, I can probably do that better. And you go back and you get it. It's like we keep going back and getting our problems and making them our problems again. But it does denote the end of a cycle. But in this card, there's no way to go back and get those problems because you have released them. You have burnt them up like a burnt offering. They're gone out of your life. You have truly released them. And that's what the universe wants to remind you of, is that you have released all the stuff that didn't serve you as you grew into who you are in your singleness or inside this relationship, either way. And they're wanting to remind you that this was something that you manifested. This was your wish coming true in a relationship, in love. So if any of these things try to creep back in, those things that you let go of, that you truly did let go of, if they try to creep back in, whether it's somebody telling you how you should live your life and what you should do next and all that stuff, or whether it's just mind games that try to come back in. I feel like because this is Wands too, this is Wands also, this is Wands, both of these are Wands. That it's going to be more about jealousy, such a strong word, but maybe about envy, somebody envying you, but instead of saying, man, I envy your life, what did you do to make it so beautiful in this relationship, whether it's with yourself or with somebody else? Instead of that, they kind of pick at it. They kind of just try to find the negative things because they don't want it to be beautiful for you, because it's not beautiful for them. And they're not picking on you. They're having problems because they can't get there yet themselves. They still have some work to do. So be compassionate with them and let them do whatever it is they got to do, but don't buy into it. Okay? You have already released it. You did your work, and this relationship, again, whether it's your wholeness in yourself and in your singleness, or whether it is actually a love relationship, either way, this is the wish fulfillment card. It was a wish fulfilled for you. So Spirit is saying, remember that R-E. There's that R-E. Remember that. Remember how this came to be, whatever it is for you. So, yeah, there was something I was thinking of while I was saying that, and I didn't get back to it. So if it's supposed to come out, Spirit will bring it out. Right now, we're going to do a PS for you as far as your Mercury retrograde reading goes. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, show me the PS for Pisces as far as this Mercury retrograde goes. Please show me the PS for Pisces as far as this Mercury retrograde goes. We thank you for this message. We thank you for showing us the energies that they'll be navigating where Mercury retrograde might cause a little bit of We thank you for that. Now we want the PS, whether it's clarification and confirmation or whether it's a whole new message. Show us the PS for Pisces, please. Show us the PS for Pisces. Okay. They're saying they offered you a cup and you saw it. This right here, this wish fulfillment, this is what happens a lot of time. People are in the traditional tarot, this card is a guy sitting under a tree with these 3 cups right here, and he's looking straight at the cups. He never sees this cup, okay? But you remained aware and you did see the cup. Not only did you see it, you walked into it. You allowed yourself to be aware for what the universe was bringing you, and you walked into it. So they're just wanting to remind you of that. And so whenever Mercury starts getting a little wonky, just know it's just Mercury getting a little wonky. Okay. They're saying that you have balanced your life financially, in health, wellness, in all of these areas. You have balanced your life, and it hasn't been easy. So during Mercury retrograde, they might want you to go back and remember what you've overcome, the things that you've accomplished. Whenever all of this starts coming back, and I'm not a doom and gloom kind of person. I'm really not. And I don't mean any of this is doom and gloom, but whenever we deal with other people, sometimes people just don't get happiness. They just don't understand it. So Pisces, if somebody comes in and tries to pull you back from all of this happiness that I see, because it's like the energies are saying, in what energies it is, but your cards, when it speaks about you and who you are and where you are, they're strong cards. So it's telling me that you have overcome a lot. So whenever these joy killers, these happiness thieves try to come back in and remind you or set you on a different direction, go back and remember for yourself the rough waters that you navigated to get to where you are, and remind yourself of that strength that you have gained in your own life. Beautiful. Look at that. And there's that Lover's card again. So this is again, whether in your singleness or in your relationship. And if you remember at the beginning or somewhere around there, I said I really feel this all has to do with this relationship. And there's that card again. So what they're reminding you is, if it is a relationship with somebody else, that it was blessed, it was part of your wish fulfillment. Remember that during Mercury retrograde. If it is in your own singleness and somebody's trying to come and tell you whatever, people try to tell you, I'm single. People try to tell me all the time, I need a man, I need a boyfriend, I need whatever. They don't live my life. They don't know that I'm still working on me. I still have stuff to do before I'm ready to allow myself to be there. So don't let anybody push you into, it could be somebody, an old flame coming back in, trying to rekindle something. And now this time around, you're going to be like, I remember all this stuff that I had to go through to be able to become the person that I am, and I'm not ready to go back. Because there's going to be an article, I'm so glad I said that. There's an article down in the description about Mercury retrograde. So please go read it, because it has all this stuff in it. But it's like they say during Mercury retrograde, old relationships get rekindled for one of two reasons. Either because the other person has grown too and y'all get reunited, or because they come back in so that you can revisit it just enough to give yourself true closure on it. So I feel like because they're reminding you of all this, it might be more about closure. I could be wrong. But anyway, Pisces, thank you so much. That's your Mercury retrograde reading. I've started doing daily videos called Daily Mail. If you hadn't checked them out yet, please do so. And if you like them, super. Make sure that you watch out for them. Hit the bell notification so you'll know when I upload them. If you don't like them, no big deal. Just let them pass on by you. But make sure you check back for your Pisces readings. Thank you so much for your love and encouragement. Truly, 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 I am so blessed to have you as part of this community. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, go out and have a super duper day. Bye.